Hello, Cosmic Kin. Well, I am recording this one well ahead of time and scheduling it. So hopefully, not too much in the world has changed by then because I am flying off to the UK tomorrow to visit my family and friends. And I am in great need of a break because I've been so busy this year so far. It's been intense and crazy. But before we dive into the forecast for the week uh, from June 22nd to 28th, I would like to remind you that if you love astrology, myth, and the magic of divine timing, be sure to hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and ring the bell so you never miss a forecast. And a quick reminder, because this is going out the week before. My Spiral Weave membership price increases on July the 1st, and the first Thursday Ask Me Almost Anything call is right after the price increases from $7 to $9.99 a month if you're on Substack, and just to $9.99 a month on YouTube. But if you are already a member, you are grandmothered in. So there's other things. So it's a great time to join. Bonus tarot spreads, early content access, and lots more. And if you haven't heard, my book on Ceres is coming out on July the 13th, weaving the forgotten threads of the Great Mother back into our charts and our world. And I should have a pre-order link for the paperback very soon as I record this on whatever day I'm on, June the 17th. And the cards I pulled for this week are the Seven of Blades, the Queen, and the Ace of Cups. And we'll look at those right at the end in full, but stay tuned for the emotional truth bomb at the end. As always, it's quite the week. We have quite a lot going on. So I'm going to share the chart and just point at a couple of things as we go through. As usual, this will be a forecast for the major aspects. I do intend to still do some posts while I'm away on my Substack, but I probably will not do daily because I am in need of a break. Anyway, so here we go for June the 22nd. Have I got that right? Oh, yeah, it's Sunday. Yeah. So that we have Mars sextile. So Mars is over here and is going to sextile Jupiter in Cancer. You can see it here. And this is energy meets expansion. Perfect day for practical magic, healing, or taking one brave step, because Mars has just moved into kind of that do the right thing kind of practical energy of Virgo. On this day also, we get the Sun squaring Saturn, and that is emotional pressure. The Cancer Sun is, we're in the dark of the moon by this point as well. So boundaries, responsibilities, and emotional security are probably on tap for that day. Now then, also Venus over here in her own sign in Taurus. And by the way, the moon is in Taurus on that day as well for pretty much all the day. This is, so the moon will oppose Juno, and the moon will then Venus will oppose Juno over here, and then the moon will meet Uranus right at the end of Taurus. The combination of these two aspects could bring big shifts in love, value, partnership. There's a lot of wild card energy there around worth. So a good prompt for that energy and for this whole day, to be quite honest, June the 22nd, is where are you ready to break old love patterns and patterns in any relationship and grow? On to June the 23rd, which is Monday the 23rd. The sun, the Cancer sun, you can see here we are. So first it was square to Saturn, is now square to Neptune, and Neptune is stationing retrograde. So this is a powerful square as well, especially coming on the back of the square to Saturn. And then we also have Mercury in Cancer will square Eris, and then we'll move on the next day to square Chiron. So this combined with these aspects, especially because the Sun and Mercury are both in Cancer, is fog and friction, I've called it. Stories will unravel. Clarity may come through chaos, but watch your words. Okay. So there's a prompt for that day is, what story are you just done defending? Story out there, or story of yourself, or story of your family, whatever story it is. On to June the 24th, which is Tuesday. Mercury, as mentioned, will square Chiron, and the Sun will conjunct Jupiter. And we can see that the moon has been traveling through Gemini as well. But on this day, a wound gets a voice, but there's also a cosmic boost here too. There's big healing potential if we stay present. So what truth could liberate you? If you combine that really about with what story are you just done with, what truth can liberate you? Because I can promise you, for me at least, truth might hurt at first, but sometimes it really liberates. You can live a whole different way afterwards. June the 25th is Wednesday. So Cancer new moon, I did a full video on that. That's out there on my channel already, so you can go and watch for that. But that's going to be at 4 Cancer, conjunct Jupiter, happens to be conjunct asteroid Chaos as well, so you might want to go and watch that video. But this is the day where Nessus is, and you can see the moon is obviously in Cancer because it's a new moon. And the North Node is conjunct Centaur Nessus on this day. This in Pisces, this is deep karmic threads. This is about beware of manipulation, but also notice what's rising for spiritual clearing. This has got the energy of the buck stops here. I am done. I'm going to clear out. Can you see a bit of a theme here for that week? Okay, which is next week from where I record it. This is like, I'm done. I'm done with these old patterns, these old stories. So there's a prompt that says, what ancestral pattern is being rewritten through you? Now on to June the 26th, which is actually Thursday. So we're still under this new moon energy, and the moon will not gain light. We're usually in a dark no moon stage for about 3 days around the new moon. But we get a burst of energy on June the 26th, Thursday, because we get the Cancer Sun sextile to Mars in Virgo. That's the first solar aspect between the two. And that we also have Mercury here now at the anaretic last degree of Cancer, making a sextile to Uranus. And this is kind of the lower mind and the higher mind in many respects. Uranus kind of pulls stuff out from out there. Mercury is more our mind here. But this is powerful because it's at the anaretic degree, and Uranus is going to leave the sign of Taurus right after this week, and not after this week, after the next week. So it's Uranus is on its way out. So this is powerful, powerful, powerful. But we've also got Venus. She is activating the moon's nodes. But then right after this, Mercury will enter Leo. This is a big day for downloads, declarations, and desires. So this is a day where you might want to think the prompt is what bold truth needs to be spoken from the heart, what bold truth that might break some patterns and bring some breakthroughs. And this is really powerful action, kind of full day. That burst of energy, right? On to June the 27th, Friday, Venus Day. We have the Sun over here will trine Vesta, with Vesta right on my midheaven, by the way. But anyway, Venus will oppose Black Moon Lilith. Mars will trine Vesta. So Mars is kind of at the midpoint between the Sun and Vesta. And Mercury will trine Saturn because he's just moved into Leo. And you can see the moon has followed Mercury as well into Leo. So this is the fire of devotion meets the sacred rebel kind of day. This is a day to say yes to your deeper calling, even if it makes people uncomfortable. So who are you to stop apologizing for your power? Well, if you found your inner strength and power and feel empowered, don't shrink yourself for anybody on this day. This feels really relevant for me because I will be back in the UK and dealing with people I grew up with and my family. So in the past, I had a tendency to shrink around them, but no more. So June the 28th. So Friday, we're nearly done this week. Except we have the cards. So Mercury just moved into Leo, right? Will trine Neptune after trining Saturn. That's the only major aspect for the day. The moon is in Leo, starting to really gain the light, okay? In fact, has gained light. So we're starting to really move forward. This is dream it, speak it, sing it, a perfect day for channeling poetry or sacred theatre. This is a day for what vision wants to be voiced. What vision are you voicing? Okay. Now, as that might apply to me, what's happened in the week up to this aspect under this new moon, with leaving those old stories behind and everything, has me preparing to move back here, to travel back here to my home that is now my home, and saying, yeah, I'm ready to really voice this vision. So the weekly theme really is the week pulses with deep Cancerian currents, home, roots, emotion, protection, basis of security and safety, and those waters run wild and wise under pressure. The tension with Aries and Scorpio energy demands that we own our instincts, draw boundaries, and speak from sovereignty. So we have this sacred fire going, and we have who gets to be the queen in your story. These are, aspects that are coming up. And that new moon, though, wants a soul rest. So no matter what you're dealing with and what you're learning about the stories you're putting down, it's an inner game. But it's a week of revealing truths and returning to your emotional authority. Okay, so the cards. Before I look at the cards, though, I want to ask you, what's the truth you're ready to name this week? Let me know in the comments, and if this video helped you, give it a like and share it, and remember to check out the Spiral Weave membership. The price is rising July the 1st, and I'd love to see you inside. Whether you're watching on YouTube or on Substack, you can join the Spiral Weave. And my Ceres book is coming soon, so make sure you're on my newsletter or here on YouTube so you don't miss a thing. The Kindle is up on Amazon already, but the paperback will be there very soon, for pre-order. So the cards, 7 of Blades. This is strategy, discernment, and maybe a little trickster medicine. What's happening behind the scenes? What are you not saying and why? Ooh. And the Queen. I love the Queen. Here she is. The inner sovereign. She knows her worth and she doesn't chase. She is embodied, magnetic, and wise. And the Ace of Cups. A new emotional beginning, a blessing, a truth that softens you. Let it pour in. Wow. Well, it speaks to me. I hope it does to you too. I'll see you on the next video.